Hi everybody, welcome to Big Fish, Little Fish on a Friday. Big Fish, say hello.
Michael, morning.
And to everybody else, Fish, just give them a wave. Hello everybody. We've got some winners for you because Fish,
I'll chuck my fin out there, mate.
Group 1 racing. God, it's been a long time. There's one tomorrow for the Gallopers at Hastings, but the first one of the season at Alexandra Park. Tonight, I'll make this nice and simple for you, my large aquatic friend. Can they beat Krug in the $140,000 size stakes final?
No. I think if it's all about faith and drawn inside of Michael. I think he's probably not far off him, but the way the barrier draws have set up this week, he's lost all his advantage drawing where he is second row. All Stars have 7 in the race, so there'll be multiple moves, I'm pretty sure, Michael. So he'll get dragged into it at some stage, but he's just a super horse, Krug. He had to be very good to win last start. I think he'll benefit a lot with that run. Right-handed's no problem with him. And the way the draws, you just can see him working forward early, and the front should be there. And I know he's $1.50. People don't like taking $1.50 shots, but about as good as you're going to get on the night.
Yeah, I was talking to Nathan Purdon, his co-trainer, about where he was at. Because I think the last 2 starts, he hasn't been at his peak, even though he's been very good. And Nathan said, definitely better. Way better, worked brilliantly on Wednesday morning. I think he'll lead Craig and win. The question for you is this then. If we know it's all about faith is the clear second pick in the race, who do we see getting to the marker pegs in front of Krug as an American dealer and therefore potentially sitting on his back and becoming the trifecta horse?
Very hard race to analyse gate speed-wise. I think Krug will work his way to the front, but there'll be a couple that'll bang out inside him, including Stag Party and American Dealer. Even your bloke Nevada's drawn up nicely there, Michael. So I think they'll have to roll the dice and use the draw. No good going back from that handy draw. I think American Dealer pushed his case pretty well last week when he pushed Krug to about a neck at the line, and he did a bit of work to find the front. I think he's done enough in the north to suggest he's probably our leading 3-year-old in this race, Michael. So yep. A good chance of running in the money.
Yeah, I think Krug will lead. I think whoever gets to his back's got a great chance. It's all about faith. I'm not that excited about coming wide on the track. I think they'll probably get to the death by the 800, but I'll be stunned if Krug gets beat. Race 8's interesting, Craig. We're talking about horses who are carrying over earlier in the night from last season's races that weren't run. One of those for next month is Bolt for Brilliance. He's going to need to take on Ultimate Stride and Cracker Hill. And what will be the 3-year-old trots carried over from last season. Geez, a good horse. But I thought a really interesting test for him in race 8 tonight because he's off a 20-metre handicap over 2,200 metres. He can be a bit funny. He's down on the inside. I think there's enough things there, Craig, with a horse like KC, who's got a national record next to its name, on a similar mark to make this a bit of a red light warning race for punters.
Yeah, I tend to agree with the draws. I'm not too worried about the 2,200 off 20, but the one draw on the inside is the place he didn't want to be when you've got about 6 or 7 off that 20-minute limit, because it only takes a couple of them to come across and all of a sudden he's buried on the markers. That performance last time, Michael, a fortnight ago, will be one of the best performances I've seen at Alexandra Park for an awful long time for a trotter. The reason I say that because he had no right to win that race. He burnt from the mile to get to them, then continued on and actually won that race with a bit of arrogance. So that 4-year-old brigade and that trotters, when you chuck an Ultimate Stride, Cracker Hill, him, this could be the 4-year-old brigade trotter-wise that we haven't seen for an awful long time, because all of these horses look like they're superstars going forward. Bolt for Brilliance is one of them.
Yeah, I think he'll win if he behaves. I'm just not sure he'll behave. A couple of horses I'll throw at you at different ends of the night before we get your best. Mexicana, race 1. Thought it fell into the perfect race, fresh up for new trainer Josh Dickey.
Not sure. I think it's a race in 2, and I believe the stablemate is the key. I think Mexicana's never been from a stand. I think all of its racing in the South Island have been mobile. So interesting to see how he gets away from a stand. I think the ability's there because he's raced the good age group trotters down south and performed very, very well. He's got great gate speed. Not sure where he goes from a standing start. I'm not sure if Josh had the choice, but what I would say is Wanna Snuggle looks a pretty nice horse. And the horse that was beating it last season actually goes round later in the night, and I Can See Fire. I think that's a real serious trotter. So to answer your question, Michael, I think it'll be a Josh Dickey winner. I'm just not sure which one.
A horse who could have been in the Sire Stakes, who's not Mr. Fantastic in race 9, I think he is. They had a few little issues with him recently, but he's got barrier 1 here, which he won from last time. There's just lots of pluses, I thought, on just pure ability. Have you seen him go at the workouts at all, Big Phil?
He went last Friday and trolled up super. Stephen drove him from back in the field. He was last at the 8, and he closed within about a neck, a half length from the 1. I really like the way he trialled. The only problem is he as good as Kango, Michael?
Look, I think he's got more long-term potential than Kango, but I agree. Kango's just really turned up and done a job for Arnold Donnelly. So I'll go Mr. Fantastic. Who do you want head-to-head?
Well, I think Blair's driving, I think, Mr. Fantastic this week. So that's a really good drive, pickup drive for him, with obviously Zach having to stick to Barry Purdon's runner. But I'll go Kango this week, Michael. I don't think there's a lot between them. Again, it'll come down to price, but a little between these two. They're both very progressive.
Yeah, it's a good race. What else do you like at Alexandra Park on this first Group 1 night of the season? And, of course, the start of Group 1 racing for the entire equine code for the weekend.
Bit of value for you in race number 3, the full brother to Sheriff. I quite like him, General Montana. He was actually going to lead the Sire Stakes heat the other night off the gate. I mapped him to get out quick, but gee, he showed acceleration I hadn't seen for a while to get across them from the inside. He actually want to get across American Deal. He was going to lead in the first bend, and he just started to hang on the bend, and he galloped. I thought he was going to cross them. He drops into a maiden race this week, so I thought it was a chance that he could find the front here, Michael. And he's got a stablemate, Colin Bromick, in there. It'll take money. It's quite a handy odd field. So I think General Montana in race number 3, I really like him as a good bet. And I think the trotter that I talked about, I See Fire, I reckon he's a really nice 3-year-old age group trotter for Tony Hurley. He's won 2 from 3. He trolled up on Friday, and gee, he trolled up super. So for me, I thought he looked a winner in race number 4.
Okay, an important note here too for punters who are betting into race 7. That's the box seat return, September 23rd. Because
well done, Michael. Well done, Michael, for you and Greg to get that up and running again. I know it's not been easy to get that off the ground, and we need a harness racing show, and you guys have got it back.
Yeah, Greg did most of the work, but a lot of sponsors come on board, family of sponsors, and also the TRB had to cooperate. They were really good about it. So it's a tricky thing to put the television show together, but long story short, the box seat's back next week, and it'll be on Wednesday nights on trackside. This race is named after it, and really interesting race. Important note here, I spoke to Nathan Purdon about Krug, and I said, how's Fabrizio? He said, we've put this gear alteration on, which he's never tried before. And a shadow roll, here comes the visual part, shadow roll goes on a horse here so I can't look down. They put the shadow roll up here. Sounds weird, but they put it across his head. Nathan had seen it at the gallops, and Fabrizio's problem is he rears up all the time. But he's too scared to rear up because he can't see what's above him.
Right.
So Nathan said to me, since I put it on, hasn't reared up once. So he thinks he'll step from the standing start. That gives him a chance against Triple Weight and Star Galleria in the 7th on the card tonight, Craig. So just a bit of crucial punting information for people.
How do you see the race unfolding, Michael? I thought it's probably that.
I think Fabrizio gets away. He can win. And I've got to trust Nathan. He's a smart young man. If he told me he's not rearing. I can't believe I might pick Star Galleria off 35 metres behind, but I can see them moving at some stage. I think it's a hell of a race. I think it's a really interesting race because I think the handicaps make it very, very competitive.
I think Fabrizio, if he steps, will get in front of the other two, which makes him the horse to beat. If he happens to be slow away and gets behind those back markers, Star Galleria, Triple Eight, Chicken, then he's in a world of pain because I don't believe he can come from behind them and beat them. So he's got to use the handicap advantage to win this race. I do think the Talfa Pera probably got the key to the race here. I think Chicken's a very, very good beginner and was great beyond copy that in that race a fortnight ago. He tends to find one better, but he's always at a nice price. So wouldn't be surprised to hit him and Triple Eight go big races.
Mate, it's going to be a huge night. Good luck to everybody having a punt. Good luck to those who, of course, have horses in the Group 1. As if that wasn't enough, we'll be back on Sunday with Big Fish, Little Fish, because down at the Hannon, they have Self-Assured versus Classy Brigade and a returning Miracle Mile winner. We'll talk to you on Sunday. Good luck on the punt tonight.